Greetings in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This is Apostle David King with Think About It Tuesday. And I hope everyone is enjoying their day this morning and that everything is going well with you. I'm excited about being here this morning on Think About It Tuesday to talk to you each and every Tuesday about just different topics to give us something to think about as we go forward in everything that we do on a daily basis. I think that sometimes we need to think about some things to make sure, that everything is going well and that we're not just settling for anything more than for what it really is. And so we're excited about Think About It Tuesday. I'm excited about it each and every day that I get a chance to come before you on Think About It Tuesday and think about what's really going on in life. And so I'm grateful to be with you guys on today and to talk about it and to share with you guys what's really going on. I want to say welcome to those of you on Facebook, those of you on YouTube, and those are watching from Periscope. We are here today, and our topic today that we're going to talk about on Think About It Tuesday is the topic from the phrase, well, that's just how it is. And so we're going to talk about the topic of that's just how it is. And, a lot of times, we use that phrase, well, that's just how it is. We say, well, the education system is just terrible. And, inner city is not getting what they need. And we say, well, that's just how it is. And a lot of times when we say that's just how it is, what we're really saying is ain't nothing we can do about it. Or we have given up and we just settled for whatever it is. And so I want to talk today about that. Why do we use that phrase, that's just how it is? I think that a lot of us, I think one of the things that we really have to look at and really understand is that when we're saying that's just how it is, it sounds like we're giving up and that there is no hope for change. And so, I want to challenge us to stop saying that's just how it is, and that we would roll up our sleeves and begin to engage in changing some things, because just because someone said, well, that's just how it is, doesn't mean that's how it has to be. I remember when I first started to manage, I used to ask the people that was before me, how long do it take to get into management? And they would say, well, it might take you a year or so. And I said, why do it take so long? And they said, well, that's just how it is. Well, I didn't accept that. And I became management in 6 months. I look at our community and I see how it's hurting, and I'll be like, okay, so while we're doing this or while we're allowing this to happen the way it's happening, and people say, well, that's just the way it is. And I'll be like, okay, well, it's time to do something about it. Because when you say that's just how it is, what you're really saying is, I'm allowing it to stay like this. I'm allowing it to be like this for a reason. And that reason is because nobody want to change it. Nobody wants to do something different. Nobody wants to get involved, get engaged. Nobody want to be controversial. So what we say is that's just how it is, and I tell people that is not how it is. That's how you're allowing it to be. That's what you allow. That's what you are allowing. So when we look at our city of Milwaukee, and most people says this is the worst place for blacks to raise a family, and you be like, why? And they say, well, that's just how it is. No, that's what we allow. And whatever you allow, you can complain about. If you're allowing this to be the worst place, if you're allowing it to be where black male unemployment is the highest, if you're allowing black males incarceration to be the highest, if you're allowing that, then you can go ahead and say, well, that's just how it is. No, it's not how it is. It's what we're allowing. And so we have to be willing to get up and do some things. And we have to be willing to get up and say some things. And then we have to be willing to get up and go do some things. And the thing about it is, what do we do? What can we do to make it better in our cities, in our own personal lives? What can we do to make it better for our children? And we don't want another generation growing up and just saying, well, that's just how it is. No, that's not how it is. That is how and what we're allowing to be at this time in this season in our lives, because of the fact that we don't want to do anything. And so when we look at it for exactly what it is, and when we look at it for what it could be, and a lot of times, excuse me, a lot of times most of us stop dreaming. We stop having hope, and we stop want to change things because you might have tried. And those who been pushing the words, that's just how it is, it's the ones that's fighting against you for making a change. And so let's look at what's going on in our walk, in our life, in our community, in our city, in our school system. And let's not accept anymore that's just how it is, because that is not how it is. That's what we allow. There you go. That's what we allow. We allow our things to be the way they are. We allow people to act the way they act. We allow people to treat us the way they treat us, because we was told that's just how it is. And so we don't do anything about it. But I want to encourage you today to no longer say that's just the way it is. I want you to say, no, I'm going to change that, because I'm not going to allow that anymore. I'm not going to allow the unemployment rate to be so high. Why? Because I'm going to get involved some kind of way and help open up doors that people can get a job, because that is not how it is anymore. I'm not going to accept my loved ones being incarcerated. I'm going to educate them. I'm going to show them how not to get caught up in the system. And here's the thing about it. Most of us, we do things and we change things only because we got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of watching people who desire to have a family, who desire to take care of their family, couldn't get a job. So when I saw that, then I had compassion on that. And that became my passion. And so I worked in this city for over 20 years, making sure people had jobs, and I did whatever I needed to do so they can get a job and to get good paying jobs. To the fact where I put a cry out on Facebook, and I said to some friends on Facebook, I need a bus to help get these people to work. And people donated, and we got a bus, and we transported 450 people that year to work, and the year after that to work. And so when we look at things before I did it, I had people saying that, uh, um, my thing is, uh, I know we got people that need jobs, but that's just how it is. And in the process of saying that's just how it is, what they're saying ain't nothing we can do about it. There is no jobs, and I didn't believe that. So I went out and I got some jobs for some people, um, and I decided that I was going to get rid of that excuse, and anybody that wanted a job, I was going to make sure they had a job. They said that our city was dangerous at night. So we walked the streets of our city from midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning. And people say, well, that's just how it is at night. No, that ain't how it is. That's what we allow. So, so whatever you allow, you're responsible for it. Whatever you allow to happen in your city, whatever you allow to happen with your kids' education, whatever you allow to happen, you are now responsible for it. But here's the thing, you won't be able to complain about it because you allowed it. So, so when we remove the phrase, that's just how it is, and we begin to look at ourselves to say, why am I settling? Why am I settling for uh, the education system where my kids are not learning? Why am I settling for um, working at McDonald's, trying to feed my family instead of getting up and going to get a good job? Why am I allowing the TV to dictate to me and make me feel like life is scary, and that and that I can't live anymore. I got to be cautious. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being cautious, but when you're terrified to live your life, and a lot of us, we're not really terrified to live our lives. We just do things and just go on because that's just how it is. You look at them and you be like, okay, so why are we allowing elected officials to be the boss when we, the people, are the boss? And you say, well, I tried to contact my order person, but they won't return my call. They never return our calls. Why? Because that's just how it is. No, again, that is what you are allowing. And we have to stop allowing these things to happen or to take place because of the fact nothing will change on that note. So when you understand that nothing changed until you change, you know, change the way you think, change the way you do things, change the way uh, you are thinking, because your mindset is what's going to have to change. So when we look at that word, that's just how it is. For example, why is it single family houses? Because that's just how it is. No, we have to educate and show the importance of a husband and wife working together as a team. Um, I just had a young man in my office, and um, had a very, very great conversation with this young man, and and everything. Amen. God bless you, Brother Rogers. And we was having this conversation, and one of the things that I shared with him was, you young, and where are you going? And do you have a goal? And he said, yes, I have a goal. I said, where's the goal? He says, I got one. I said, where is it? In your head? He said, yes, it's in my head. I said, why is it not on paper? I said, because if you put it on paper, then you got something to look at every day. I said, and then you can make sure that everything you do that day will be toward that goal. I said, you don't want to wake up one morning and now you're 41 and you haven't accomplished anything. You gotta know where you're going. You gotta know what you want. Our communities is in the condition they're in, and all we say is that's just the way it is. And the reason it is because that's all we see. We don't see a peaceful community. We don't see a community that there's no trash on our block. Because if we did see that, then we would get up ourselves and do it without waiting on someone else to do it. I think the biggest thing that we have a problem with is we waiting on somebody else decide to do uh, something or make the change instead of we ourselves getting up and making that change. So I want you to just look at everything that you say and you use that phrase on. That's just the way it is. And ask yourself, why am I settling? Why am I settling for things to go wrong? Why am I settling for things that is not right? Why am I settling for things um, um, to live beneath my privilege and my children beneath their privilege? Why am I allowing? And listen to what I'm saying now, allowing the condition of our neighborhoods, the condition of our city, the conditions where our elderly live, the condition of our education system for our children, our condition of anything on life that is living beneath our ability. Why we're allowing that to happen? Why we're allowing things to happen where we ourselves can be, how should I say this? We ourselves can be the game changer. Okay, we can change the game ourselves. And so, why is it that that's our phrase? That's our scapegoat saying that's just how it is. You know. Good morning, Miss Pamela Taylor. God bless you. So why is it that we allowing things and just saying that's the way it is? Why are we allowing them to teach or to send our kids to school, and when they're at school, they're not getting a good grade? Well, that's just how it is. No, that is not how it is. That is what we're allowing. We're allowing it to be this way. Why do we have to have a hood mentality and live beneath? Because what? That's just the way it is. No, that's the way we're allowing it. We can clean up our we can clean up our own neighborhoods. We can come together and get some fresh paint and paint our own neighborhoods and make them look decent and make them look worth living in. We can change the condition of these slumlords. We allow slumlords. And the reason we allow slumlords because some people say, well, then without them, I won't have no way to live. And that's just how it is. No, that is not how it is. That is what we're allowing. We're allowing the slumlords. We're allowing them to treat us this way because that's how we see ourselves. And we have to make sure that the way I see myself is the way I'm going to have you treat me. I'm not going to allow you to treat me any kind of way. You're going to treat me the way I see me. You're going to treat me with respect. You're not going to walk over me. You're not going to talk down to me. You're going to treat me with respect. I'm not going to allow you to do anything less than the way I see myself. So a lot of times when we look at everything that's happening, we always come up with the excuse, that's just how it is. So we gotta get out of that mindset of saying that's just how it is. Our auto people is not answering our phone calls. Then guess what you do? You call a town hall meeting and demand that they show up. And you get other people in the neighborhood who phone calls they won't answer and demand them to show up. Don't accept that's just how it is anymore. Don't just accept that's how it is that your neighborhood is nasty. Don't just accept that's how it is and they don't open up and they don't clean up the neighborhood or they don't come and plow your snow. Why do we accept them not plowing our neighborhoods? Why do we just sit there and accept the mistreat um, by people that we pay because we are taxpayers? We pay them. So why are we allowing them to treat us like trash? Why are we allowing them to just walk over us? Why are we allowing the school board to do whatever they want to do and we don't say anything about it? Why we allow the school board to have all the money go to Valete Street and not goes into our school? Why did we allow them not to have books for our kids? Why did we allow that? Why did we allow them to send our kids home with papers copied instead of a book? Why do we allow them to do that to us? Why do we allow that? Why do we allow them to not give my child a equal chance in being whatever he wants to be? Why are we allowing them to mistreat our children with the education? Why do we allow it? Why? Because the only answer we get is that's just how it is. Ain't nothing gonna change. That's just how it is. No, that is what you allow. Those are the things you're allowing. Those are the things that you are afraid to fight for. You ought to fight for better education for your kids. And here's the thing about it. We have to stop letting somebody speak for us that does not even have our interests at heart. And we need to come off the menu. My friend Jason Fields says it this way: either you at the table or you own the menu. And it's time to get to the table. Well, they won't let us at the table. Why? Because that's just how it is. No, what we have to do is bust up the good old boys. If they will not bring us to the table who's claimed to be representing us, then we got to move them out the way. That's just how it is. Stop accepting. And if you allow it, stop complaining. If you allow it, then you're not allowed to complain. If you allow it, you're not allowed to complain. You just go along and accept that's how it is. And so when we look at everything that's going on, and we look at the living conditions that we're living in, and the slumlords that don't even live in our city, that's the sad part about it. We got slumlords that don't even live in the city of Milwaukee. And then the living condition that you're living in, and you say, well, I called them and they won't come. And I called them and told them this. And I called them and told them this. And then some people are living and they have holes in their ceilings and everything. And then you look at them and say, why is that hole there? Because the landlord won't come and fix it. Why not? That's just how it is. No, that's not. We got to stop that. We got to force these slumlords to fix up their houses. We have to force our elected officials to rise up and do what they're paid to do, and they're paid to take care of us. They answer to us. That's what their job is. Their job is to answer to us. We got to stop allowing them just to treat us any kind of way, and we got to stop using that's just how it is. No. And you know what else we got to stop? We have to stop playing the victim role. We have to stop playing the victim role. And we have to begin to let people know enough is enough. We're not victims. We're not gonna, we was victims, but we're no longer a victim. And we're standing for the truth now. And you're going to rise up and you're going to do what you're supposed to do, and you're going to do it well. You're going to represent us well. You're going to get us everything we need in our community. You're going to make sure the snow is plowed and it's plowed well. You're not going to just do anything other than taking care of us. You know, you're quick to come and tow our cars, but you're slow to come and plow our streets. Why is that? That's just the way it is. No, we're going to stop saying that, because you go in any other neighborhood that means something to them, they don't go through this. They don't go through not getting their trash picked up. They don't go through. Matter of fact, you don't even see vacant lots in their area. And if you do, you see the grass cut nice. You don't see the vacant lots like you see in our neighborhoods. You don't see the empty houses, the abandoned houses, like you see them in our neighborhoods. Because if you do see an abandoned house, it is boarded up well, it's protected well. But that's just how it is. We just allow them to treat us any kind of way. And if you see yourself as a victim, then you will not get up and fight. And then the problem with that is this: most of the time, when you do start to rise up and fight, those that want you to stay the same will come and try to silence you. They will come and try to silence you. And they will offer you money as long as you can be quiet. Don't talk. What you need for your block? What do you need? You ain't got to make up all this noise. What do you need? And they'll give you what you need just for you to be quiet. But you should be raising. I tell people, I was born to raise hell, and not RAS, but RAZ. All right. I was born to raise hell. I was born to cause trouble. I was born to stand up for what's right. I was born to deal with folks that's mistreating us. I'm not going to sit around and accept, well, that's just how it is. I was born to get on people's nerves. I was born to speak out. I was born to do this, and I love doing it. And I'm not ashamed to stand up for what's right. And this is why I do Think About It Tuesday, so we can think about what's really going on. You know, I was talking to someone and they were saying, they're going to make us go from one mask to two masks. Why? Because that's just how it is. No, give me data on why we need to wear two masks. And when you give me the data on why I need to wear two masks, also give me the data on the danger of me putting those masks on and not allowing the carbon monoxide to come out of my body, but to stay in my body and not really get fresh air in my body. And what's the damage to my body am I doing? See, we need to just deal with everything instead of just saying, well, that's just the way it is. Why is that? Why in the world is it like that? Because of the simple fact that when you start asking questions, you're the troublemaker. When you start not going downstream like everybody else, then you're the troublemaker. When you don't think like everybody else, then you become the troublemaker. And I don't mind people telling me I'm the troublemaker simply because of the fact that I speak up for myself. and I speak up for others. And why is that? Because I was born to do it. And so when we're talking about Think About It Tuesday, and we're talking about why, you know, why do we use that phrase? That's just the way it is, and then you raise your children to say that same phrase. That's just the way it is. No, that is not the way it is. Some people say, well, a happy wife is a happy life, and that's just the way it is. Well, really, so the husband doesn't need to be happy, just the wife. And so when people start to say that, and well, a happy wife, happy life, so now you're compromising and you're doing things as a husband that you don't really like doing. Sooner or later, you're not happy. You're going to have a problem. So so my thing is this: in order to have a happy life, both of you, the husband and the wife, needs to be happy. There has to be communication. There has to be compromise. There has to be give and take. There has to be respect. There has to be trust. There has to be love for one another. So, then everybody is happy, and then you have a happy life. But if one side is tilted more than the other, sooner or later that weight is going to wear on that person, and they're not going to want to live that life anymore. So, so I think we just have to really sit down and look at things for what it really is, and then we have to erase that phrase, that's just how it is. No, that is not how it is. That is how we're allowing it to be. And so, we have to really challenge, because I want 2021 to be the best year for everybody. I want it to be the best year. But here's the thing about it: 2021 can't be a great year for you if you're settling. If you're settling for things, then it would never be a great year for you. But if you stop settling and you begin to rise up and you begin to see yourself different, because the first thing got to change is your mind. And if your mind changed, then things around you will change. But if your mindset doesn't change, then things around you will never change. So the first thing we got to do is change our mindset. We got to change the way we talk. We got to change the way we do things, and we got to stop accepting anything. We really, really got to stop that. We really got to stop allowing people to just tell us anything. Why do we allow them just to say anything? Why do we allow them just to, and they say stuff that really don't even make sense. And, why are we allowing them to give us some statistics of failure for our community? And we just accept their statistics and say, well, that's just the way it is. Statistics says it. So, okay, then, well, we're going to make you and your statistics out of a lie, because that is not how it is, and that is not how it's going to be. What we're going to do is to show you that we can have it better. We're going to show you by help educating our children, by even being mentors to those that doesn't have anyone in their life to be a mentor to tell the truth, to hold a serious conversation with people that you say you love, and say, look, you don't have to live like this. You don't have to settle for this. There's greatness on the inside of you, and you can be great. You can really be great, but you got to want to be great. You got to believe you're great. You got to accept greatness, because if you don't accept it, you'll never walk out greatness in your life. You gotta want something different. You can't just sit around and just do nothing. You have to make sure that everything that you're doing is doing for the better of your life, not just settling, but for the better of your life. And I think that's something that we all have to look at. And I think that's something that we got to start encouraging one another. We don't have to live like this. We don't have to accept this. We don't have to accept that our city is one of the worst places for African American to raise their children. We just and we accepting this mess. We don't have to accept it. We can change the condition. We can change the way people live. We can change the direction that most of our young people are going in. You know, our young kids is out of control. Why? That's just the way it is. No, that means something needs to be fixed. That means something is broken. That means something um, has to be dealt with. And a lot of times we don't like dealing with things. So let me ask you this question. Which one are you? Are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? You know, that's something that you got to ask yourself. One just tell the temp, the other one controls it. So which one are you? I controls it. I can make it cold. I can make it hot. I can make it just right. I can make it warm. I'm in control. And you need to be in control. Because if we don't be in control, everybody that don't care about you will be in control. Everybody that don't care about you will be in control. And all you will do is sit around and says, that's just the way it is. We will sit around and we'll complain. We'll sit around and we will just accept everything that's going on. Why are we accepting? Why? You know, this is Think About It Tuesday. So why are we accepting all of this nonsense and this mess and this? Why are we just sitting around accept and letting someone control our life? And let me tell you what I mean by that. I have a Camry, and that Camry can go 160, 180 miles an hour. But the system, it all depends on where I'm at the time, but the system will only allow me to go 70 miles an hour. So I never am allowed to allow that Camry to go its full potential. We are like that. We have a lot of potential on the inside of us, but we allow this world system to hinder us so we cannot go forth in our full potential. We let people tell us, well, this is just the way it is. You're not allowed to think for yourself. Let us think for you. Anytime somebody say to you, let me think for you, they're not for you. Anytime somebody says, I know what's best for you, it's not for you. And you have to understand that, and you have to realize that. And and then you have to ask, what is their real agenda for me? And so when we don't change things, and we allow when we allow um, things to move forward in our lives, and we allow people to do excuse me, and we allow people to do things to us, and we say, well, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. then we will never accomplish anything. So I hope this Tuesday you guys get to thinking and look at your life, look at your community, look at your city, look at the kids' education, look at the security of your city, look at everything, and stop saying that's just how it is. Because that's it's not how it is. That's just what you allow. That's something you are allowing to happen, allowing to be. And so, so what we end up doing or what we end up saying is that there's nothing we can do about it. So we're just going to leave it the way it is. There's nothing we can do. Um, it's been like this since I was a kid. It's been like this since I was a young adult. And it ain't changed then. It ain't changing now. Well, the reason it didn't change then and the reason it ain't changed now is because we've been doing the same thing, expecting a different result. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You can't do the same thing expecting a different result. You got to do something different. You got to get up and say enough is enough. You got to get up and says, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this system and the way they treating us. I'm tired of our elected officials and how they treating us. I'm tired of um, um, our education system and how they treating our children. I'm tired of my neighborhood looking raggedy. I'm tired of the snow not being moved. I'm tired of the city taking their time to send somebody to shovel their empty lots, and I got to walk in the streets because the snow is not. I'm tired of it. I had enough, and now it's time for me to do something about it. You know, so I challenge you today to no longer say that's just how it is. I challenge you today to find a way to get involved to change the condition of your city. I challenge you today to talk to one young person and find out what do they need to succeed and lend a helping hand. I challenge you today to want to make a difference in your home, your community, your city, your state, and even your nation. But it starts at home. It starts at home. No more, that's just how it is. No more just settling. You don't have to settle. You don't have to. You can rise up. You can say, you know what? Enough is enough. I did all I can do. I allowed it for a while now. I'm not allowing it anymore. I am now going to be part of the solution. I've been part of the problem for a long time. What do you mean part of the problem a long time? Well, if you haven't done anything, if you never done anything, watch this. If you never done anything to change the condition and the way it is, if you never done anything, then you've been part of the problem. We have to become the solution. And becoming the solution, we can change a lot of things. We don't have to say no more. That's just how it is. You know, we have some people that's already. They are ready to help change the condition of their neighborhood and city, and they don't know what to do. Well, I got my information up here. Um, if there's something you want to do, you can call me or email me. We can have a conversation uh, that we can start to change some things in our city, you know, in our neighborhoods, in our school system. There's a lot of things we can do. Some people just is not asking the right questions, but we can set up different forms so you can learn information, so you can go and ask the right questions, and they know that you're watching. They'll know that you are not only watching, but they'll know that you have now became engaged in this thing to make a difference, to make a change. And so there's different things you can do. And so if you want to really get involved, you can email me, you can call me, and we can really work this thing out together so that everyone can have a better life. It's not about one individual. It's about all of us. It's not about one person being in charge, but it's about all of us. It's not about one person making their name famous, but it's about all of us. The moment we realize that it is about all of us, the moment we realize that, then the faster the change will come. But when we feel like it's one person, some of us ain't gonna work because it wasn't our idea. But when we feel and know that it's about all of us, then we all gonna roll up our sleeves. We all going to pick up our brooms and clean up our neighborhoods, and we all gonna be watching out for our little ones so they can have fun playing. Um, you know, uh, the little girls can go back to jumping ropes and the boys playing football, but we can't play football in the street anymore because of the way they driving. And, I remember those days where we used to be able to play football in the streets and kickball in the streets and didn't have to worry about getting ran over by a car. But our kids can't do that anymore. We didn't have to worry about the drive-by shootings and things like that. So when we look at, how it used to be, when we look at what it is now, um, the problem is, was if we don't do anything now, what it's going to look like in a couple of years. This is why we have to come together and stop saying, well, that's just the way it is. Because that is not the way it is. That is what we allow. And so I say this as I close this session out. I have to go into a meeting, and that meeting is how to make our city better. That meeting is about what we're going to do next to improve the life of the people in our city and in our community. So I'm not just saying these things, but I'm about them. I'm doing them. I'm working on things to make it better in our community. Still working on, for the last 20 something years, helping people get jobs, still doing that, that they can get a job, helping them fix credit scores, helping them get their business started, taking them through business classes. I mean, I'm doing my part. I'm not just talking. I am doing my part so that uh, they can have a better life. And I hope you jump in this fight with me to help them have a better life. I hope you uh, decide enough is enough. I hope you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I hope you are sick and tired of saying enough. I mean, this is just how it is because no, this is how we allow it to be. This ain't how it can't have to be, but this is how we allow it to be. So I just wanted to, talk for a few minutes and get us to think about the way things are. And so, if you want to jump in this fight, you want to be a part of the solution. This is not a Democrat or Republican thing. This is a community thing. So whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you're still my neighbor, and we got to come together to fix our city. We got to come together and fix our communities. We got to come together and make sure we leave our city better than it is right now for our children and grandchildren and even great grandchildren. So it's time for us to work, but it's time for us to work together. And it's time for us to meet right in the middle and begin to build, because I was always taught there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. The truth is always in the middle. So let's come in the middle. Let's stop saying this is just how it is, and let's begin to do something different. Let's begin to change things one thing at a time. We don't have to attack everything, but we can fix one thing at a time. We can rebuild the walls of our city that has been torn down socially. We can rebuild those walls. Um, we can fix those walls. They are repairable. And so, I encourage you guys to join in and rebuilding the wall. And so if you want to be a part of rebuilding the wall, you see my contact information on the screen. And you can give us a call or you can email us. And we can come together. And together we can make it better. All you got to do is stop settling. That's all you got to do is stop settling. And then you will see, amen, the change. Because change is coming. Change is coming. And not for the worse, but it's coming for the better. Because a lot of us is no longer accepting that's just the way it is. We're not accepting that anymore. So we are rising up. We're making a commitment to make it better. We're making a commitment to change the way things are today. We're making a commitment to make sure that our children and grandchildren have the best opportunities out here. So we're committed to this. How committed are you to make a change? Or are you going to continue to accept the way things are? So I encourage you guys to come and join in. No matter who you are, what you are, we excited. We're excited about everything that is going on. We got a big, big, big announcement coming up. I'm excited about it. It's our latest project, and it is going to be a blessing to our community, to our cities. So I welcome you guys in. So I just tell you to come on and get involved. We will be rolling it out. We will be letting people know what we're doing, and we are excited about what's getting ready to happen. So we got a big announcement coming. Um, we're putting the final touches on the project, getting people in place, and so that we can roll it out. I'm excited. I want to tell you guys now, but I'm gonna wait. Uh, I'm gonna wait. Um, but knowing this project will help us rebuild the walls of our community. So I just want to say that if there's, if you feel that, you wants to be a part of what's getting ready to take place, if you feel that you want to be um, a problem solver, then we welcome you to join us. We really do welcome you to join. This is a team effort, not an individual effort. And everybody has something to offer the team. And somebody, and not just somebody, but everybody is very important to the team. It's not just a one-man show. But I'm excited about it. It'll be coming out probably in a month. So, we are I'm just excited about it. This Friday, we were on our show, What If Friday, we're going to be talking health. We're going to be talking health about your body and the foods that you eat. So we ask you to tune in on What If Friday. So I believe my appointment is here. So I'm going to say goodbye. And then hopefully I will see you guys real soon. Thank you for tuning in to Think About It Tuesday. I'm your host, Apostle David King. Until next time, God bless.